Hey guys, what's up? Heidi back again, getting ready to do some work on the van. So let's take a look at what we got. One moment, please. My friend owns this property. He's letting me use the barn here to do the work on the van. So my project this time around is to finish installing all the rest of my windows, which is a really ambitious goal. It is in the 80s today. This is not ideal in my mind for doing any work on the van. I prefer it to be like in the 60s or the 40s. So just a little walk around here, recap. You can see here the two windows I installed a couple months ago, which I really love. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys something. Hey buddy, how you doing? This is my older cat, Vincent. He's 11 years old. And I just want to show that it's possible to be really successful living as a nomad and having pets and being able to manage them. I just let my cats run, you know, when we're in a safe location like this. We're out here in the country. As you can see, he's pretty happy and comfortable with this lifestyle. He doesn't seem to mind that we're living in a small space, because we stay in the van when I'm home, and then when we're on the road, we live in the truck, which is also, the truck is smaller than the van, actually. Phoebe's 14 years old. She's very sweet. She seems to be happy with our lifestyle as well. So this is the roof hatch. Now this will be my 5th time installing a window on this roof hatch. And then I also have a window here for the sliding door. That'll be number 6. And then for the rear, one of the rear doors, I'm planning to put a round window in, which I think is going to be really cool. All right, so whoop, it's acrylic. It opens like this. It's on gas struts. And then it has this lever here, which just pops out. And then it comes down like this, and there's these little latches. So that's what it would look like on top of the roof when it's open. So if I want, I can open it a little ways like that. It's about 6-7 inches. Or I can open it all the way. Not quite 90 degrees. But yeah, so anyway, when I bought this, I was thinking, yeah, I'll get this roof hatch. This will be easy, no big deal. I'll install it just like I have all the other windows that I've done before. Hang on. But actually, I got it out of the box. There was this huge bag of hardware with all kinds of weird stuff. Hopefully it's over here. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, you can see here there's aluminum brackets, and then there's these weird round screwy thing. There's all kinds of weird stuff in here. So I open it up and I look at this. I'm like, what in the heck? If you installed a window before, you know, basically you get a window like this, and then it just comes with little black screws. That's it. You cut the hole, you clean it all up, you put it in, you put the trim ring on, with the holes for the screws, and you just screw it together. It's very, very simple. I always put a little butyl tape in there to keep it sealed. This, however, is a little more complicated. And I actually couldn't really figure this out. I had to ask my friend, the guy who owns this property. He's super clever. And then he took a look at it, and he figured it all out and showed me showed me how it goes together. When you get these windows, they'll usually send you a template that's cardboard, which is the exact size you need to cut the hole, which is great. Because I've ordered windows before where they didn't send a template. I had to make my own, which isn't the easiest thing to do. Sometimes you can be, if you're off by even a millimeter, then the hole's too big or too small. So I love it when they send a template. They send a template with this window that's going in the sliding door, and then this little cute round window also had a template. So the rectangular slider window that I'm putting in the sliding door, you can see here. And then the round one, I went ahead and taped that one on too. Just to kind of show you guys what it'll look like when it's done. I wasn't planning on doing a window in the sliding door. But what I realized when I installed these awning windows, I wanted to have more airflow. So I ordered these really nice awning windows. But what I realized is these cannot be open when you're driving down the road. Obviously. These are acrylic. Even if they were made out of glass, you can't drive down the road with the windows open like that. They're going to come apart and break. So what does that mean? That means that when I'm driving the van, all these windows in the rear of the van have to be closed. So there's no airflow in the back while I'm driving on a spring or a fall day when it's nice out and I want to get some air in here. So I decided I'll go ahead and get a big slider window on the side here. That way when I'm driving, if I want to open this and get some airflow in the back for my animals, I can do that now. And then this round window is going to go in the back door like this. Ugh. I think that's going to be super cute. It's fixed in place. I looked at getting windows that open back here. I really knew that I wanted a round one. I didn't want to get a square one. And all the round windows that open are really expensive. And you can't open them when you're driving either. So it's really kind of pointless. So I just decided I'm going to get the inexpensive porthole window that's fixed in place and doesn't open. That'll at least give us light in the back door. And of course I have this pass-through. So when we're in here, we'll be able to see out that back door. This one did not come with a template. So I have to make it myself. My friend let me use this wrapping paper. The nice thing about this wrapping paper is it has a grid on it, as you can see here. I'll just stretch the wrapping paper over the window. And as you can see, I'll be able to see a really nice line of where the edge of the window is, where I need to draw a rectangle here. See, you can see as I go around with my finger, there'll be a nice line here. And also having the lines on the wrapping paper will help me line it up nicely. And so what I'll do is I'll draw the shape that I need to cut out onto the wrapping paper. I'll cut that out with a pair of scissors. Then I'll take that wrapping paper, transfer it over here onto this cardboard box that the window came in. I'll cut that out. That'll be my template for this roof hatch. For me, when I'm doing something like this, where I'm cutting a hole into the vehicle, I want to really take my time, measure everything 3 times, just be very, very meticulous. Because I learned years ago when I bought my first trailer, I think that was 6 years ago, and the first time I tried to install a window, I'd never done it before, I ended up cutting my window too small. Then I went back and tried to trim it up a little bit and make it bigger, then it was too big. It was too big to the point where it was like off by 1/4 inch. I had to literally scrap that window and buy another one and cut another hole and start all over. So I learned my lesson that time around that it's really important when you do these windows to take your time, make sure you're doing it right. There's this piece which goes on the roof. And then there's another piece that fits inside this plastic here. I'll show you over here. This goes on the ceiling inside the van. You can see here. It fits together with that one over there. And then this also can be wired up so you can have lights. It has this really nice blackout shade. Hang on. Ooh, if I can get it. Oh, nice blackout shade. And then it has a screen. So that'll be nice. All right, last thing. Last thing. So this cute little round window, I think, doesn't need any thickening for the way it's going in. It looks to me like it's the trim ring is flush with the window. So this will go on the outside. And then this will come together. So this is where the metal on the door will go in between here. But look, that's going to be, I think, completely flat. So I don't think I need to bolster this. I'm pretty sure this one's not going to need a bunch of extra effort as far as making the door thicker to install it. I think I can probably just put it in. Yeah. So this one will probably be I shouldn't say this out loud. If I say this out loud, this is going to become a complete disaster. This one's probably going to be the easiest one to put in. I said it. There, I said it. I said it, universe. Don't smite me too hard. That's all I got. Bye.